Good morning. We are going to do something a little bit different today. Still going to do our 3 rounds of Wim Hof breathing. We're going to do yoga, but it's not going to be so zen. We are going to do the HIIT version of yoga. So we're going to burn into your legs. We're going to burn into your core, and you're going to work really hard. It's going to be a short but fast-paced, intense yoga workout. And the breathing, we're going to do something different as well. So we'll do our regular 3 rounds, but on the 4th round, we are going to take very fast, intense breaths, and we're going to then let that out. And after 1 minute, we're going to create vaso constriction in our body, and I will talk you through that process. That is going to put us into the sympathetic nervous system, which is going to fire us up for this practice. And as usual, if you'd like to like this video, I'd love that. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd love that even more. And I thank you for your support. Okay, come to seated or lying down on the mat, and let's start. In and out. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Breathing in and out. 100% in, 70% out. So wave it in and out. Keep going like this. In and out. Circular breaths. There's no gap between the in-breath and the out-breath. The in-breath is forced and the out-breath is passive. So it sounds like you're at the end of a sprint in a race. So your in-breaths are intense and the out-breath is passive. In and out, like waves on the shore. We're doing 30 breaths each round. This first round, we're going to hold it for 1.5 minutes. The second, we're going to hold it for 1 minute 45. The third, we're going to hold it for 2 minutes. And then on the 4th round, we're going to do something very special. 10 more together. In and out. In and out. In and out. Relaxation in, stress out. Keep going. This is resetting your immune system. Keep going. I've only got a few more left in this round. 2 more left. In and out. Final one. Huge belly breath in, and let all of that oxygen out. And we're going to start the timer for 1 minute 30. If you want to pinch your nose closed so air doesn't seep in, that's fine. Or I keep some pressure at the back of my face, at the back of my nose to stop that happening. That also works. What I'd like you to do is really go inside and focus on the sensations in the body. If you need to hold if you'd like to hold your breath for longer than I'm doing with this round, I'll give you a cue at 10 seconds to pause the video. But if you need to take a breath before, that's also fine. Take your recovery breath, hold it for 15, and then move on to your next round of breathing, and I will catch you up. Make this practice your practice, so you don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing. And if you have a variation on the Wim Hof breathing method that you prefer from the fundamentals, he does various different types of breathing, then select one of those types and we'll do it together and then come back together at the yoga. Right, we've done 1 minute here, we've got 30 seconds left. You're doing really well. Remember, you can do this practice lying down or sitting down, but never do it near water. Never do it before you go into water or swimming, operating machinery or driving a car. 10 seconds left if you want to pause the video. 5 seconds left. Get ready to take a big belly breath in with me. And in it goes. Force the muscles from the perineum up into the brain, as though you're forcing cerebral fluid from the base of the spine into the brain, decalcifying the pineal gland. We're really clearing out the junk here. And let go. Well done. Amazing. Let's move on to round 2. Same again. Belly, chest, head, let it go. Belly, chest, head, let it go. 30 breaths like this. In and out. In and out. I breathe in and out through my mouth, because I find I can hold my breath longer and I can get more air in. But if you ever feel panicky during this process or up to an hour after, then it may be more beneficial for you to take your big breath in through your nose, as that's less stressful on the body. But as I said before, this is your practice, so make it work for you. The more you fit this into your life, the easier it will be to make it a continuous practice. So always do what feels right for you and listen to your body. So breathing in and out. When you're feeling sensations now at this stage, really intensify them. 10 more breaths here. Make them huge. Really intensify the feelings. So if you're getting tingling into the hands or feet, or in the ears or buzzing, really intensify that now. 5 left, and these are big ones. Ready? In and out. In and out. 2 more. In and out. This is our last one. Huge breath in. We'll let it all out, and we're going to hold it for 1 minute 45 seconds. I will cue you at 1 minute and again at 10 seconds. Now go inside. Do you feel any pins and needles? Can you find your heartbeat during this process? If it's beating fast because we put the body into hermetic stress, see if you can focus on it and slow it down. We've taken a lot of cool air in, and sometimes that can have a cooling effect on the skin whilst we're internally heating the body with the effort from the muscles and the diaphragm and the rib cage. So feel into that. Does your skin feel cold, but your stomach and your rib cage and your lungs area, does that feel warm? You've done 1 minute with me. Let's keep going. If you do need to take a breath before, just take it. That's fine. Lots of people ask about ringing in the ears during this process as well. And again, that is something natural, and it does go off after a few minutes once the body returns to homeostasis. The effects of hyperoxygenating the body. 10 seconds left if you want to pause the video. It's really quite intense, so you can expect some intense symptomatic happenings. Okay, huge belly breath in, hold it, force the muscles from the bottom up into the head as though you're forcing cerebral fluid up into that pineal gland, and imagine you're smashing away any deposits that have accumulated around the pineal gland. And release. Awesome. Okay, we're going to move on to round 3, and we're going to do exactly the same, except this time we will hold our breath for 2 minutes. Okay, so breathing in and out. In and out. 30 big belly breaths in and out. Forcing the diaphragm down. Really, really using all of the muscles in the body to get the air into the breath. This in itself is a huge abdominal workout, more than people realise. And many people also say when they first start this practice that they have aches across the shoulders and across the ribs and in the chest. And they wonder if that's normal. Well, it is, because we don't usually use these muscles. We never breathe this deeply in usual life. In fact, if anything, we are very shallow breathers. And these muscles are underused. So it will go off. Just bear with the practice. Keep going as hard as you can, and then those aches and pains will eventually subside and turn into muscle. 10 more together. Make these huge. In and out. In and out. In and out. Beautiful. Keep going. You're doing so well. Intensify these feelings and sensations in the body, in the fingers, in the hands, and the feet now. We've got 2 more breaths together. And this is our last one. Biggest one. Huge breath in. Let it all out. Close down the eyes. We're going to hold this breath out for 2 minutes. If you want to hold it longer, I will cue you up at 10 seconds. If you need to take a breath before, take your breath, recovery breath, and then just lie down on the mat, and then we can do the next round together, which is going to be something a bit different. I'll talk you through it now briefly while we're holding this breath. We're going to take 30 rapid in-breaths, and then we're going to hold the breath. We're going to lie down to do it because you're probably going to feel quite discombobulated. We're going to lie down, take 30 rapid in-breaths. We're going to hold the breath for a minute, And after a minute, I'm going to cue you, and we are going to tense every single muscle in the body, one at a time, working from the toes up into the head. And hold it. We're going to clench it with that, holding that breath. Hold it as long as we can, let it out, and then take the recovery breath. I was shaking at the end of the process, so just let me know what sensations you feel during this intense practice. We've done over a minute here, so you're doing really well. We're really going to fire up the sympathetic nervous system, and we're going to do that so we have lots of energy and heat in the body for this intense yoga workout we're going to do after this. We've got 10 seconds left if you want to pause the video. 5 seconds left, and breathe in. Huge belly breath in. Hold it, force it, push the air upwards. Hold it, push. Squeeze on that root lock, the stomach lock, the throat lock. Squeeze it up. And release. Well done. Okay. I want you to come lying on the mat now. You may feel some very intense sensations with this practice. So at any point you want to ease off, do so. Okay, so what we'll do when I give you the cue after holding the breath a minute is to tighten up all of the muscles in the body one by one, starting at the feet, and you keep the clench throughout. So basically you end up with everything, even up into your ears, every muscle clenched. We will then hold that for as long as we can, and then take your recovery breath in and hold it for 15 to 20 seconds. Okay, ready? We're going to do this fast pace. And this is round 4. Let's go. In and out. In and out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Keep going at this pace. But so huge breath still, but at this pace. So in and out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Keep going. You're doing really well. It's a fast pace round. In and out. We're only going to do it for 30. So just bear with it and really push into the sensations. In, out. In, out. 10 more. Keep going. Make these huge. Really down into that belly. In, out. In, out. 5 more. In, out. Keep going. Huge breaths. These last few, huge. Ready? 1 more. Last one. This is our biggest one. Let it all out. And we're just going to hold it. Relax onto the mat for 1 minute. Hold that breath out. And at 1 minute, I'll cue you up and we will start tensing up the muscles. And this is going to create vaso constriction in our limbs. And that is going to put our bodies into a stress, a fight or flight mode, which is going to fire us up and give us the energy for our yoga practice. If you do feel dizzy or weird at any point, you can ease off, but you will. I have to tell you, I felt really quite discombobulated by this. Very enjoyable, especially during the breath hold out. So if you can, stay with it, stay with it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the breath out now. Tense the toes, tense the ankles, tense the knees, tense the thighs, tense the hips, tense the stomach, tense the chest. Squeeze into the arms, squeeze the hands, the throat, the neck, the head, even the ears. Tense every muscle, tense your jaw, squeeze your eyes together, tense every muscle in the body. Push, push, push. And let it out. And now take a recovery breath in. Hold it. And let it go. And just lie there. I found that really intense. If you did want to hold that vasoconstriction longer, then do so. You can take another shot at that. Just lie along the mat now and relax and take some breaths in and out through the nose. The rest of this practice we will breathe in and out through the nose, and we will be doing some breath of fire, but again that's nose. Okay, just rock the knees from side to side. On the mat we'll just windmill them, so take your arms out to goalposts or T position and just bring the legs over to the right, over to the left. Don't come all the way to the floor, just use your abs to bring them in and out. So over to the right, rock them to the left. Just keep going. We're just getting into those abs a little bit, right? Just relieving some of the pressure from that intense breathing. Awesome. Okay, just rock up to sitting now. Take a couple of rocks on the spine, iron out the wrinkles, and then meet me at the front of the mat with your legs crossed. Amazing. This is going to be short, sharp, intense exercise now. I'm just going to show you how to do breath of fire. We're going to breathe in and out, sharp out breaths through the nose, passive in breaths through the nose, and it's like pumping the bellows. So take the hands with the ego eradicator to 60 degrees, tuck in the fingers, stick out the thumbs, and then breath of fire. So rapid breaths out of the nose and passive back in, pumping the belly like bellows. So it sounds something like this. It's like the rhythm of a panting dog or a fast bellows. And this is firing up the internal organs and building heat in the abdominal region. Bring the hands together, take a big breath in, hold the breath in, pull up in the root lock, hold the breath, force it into the head, and then release the hands, release the breath, sweep the aura, bring the hands down to the ground. Amazing. Okay, we're going to do another core warm-up. We'll bring the hands to the shoulders, fingers facing the front, thumbs to the back. We've done this one before, another kundalini one. So swing to the left and breathe in and out at the right. It's a fast nasal breath. So breathe in at the left, out at the right. Keep going. Take the head with you. And so the work is all in that mid-low to low spine region. This is really, really getting into the core, warming up the back and working the psoas muscles, which are really important for not just health, but longevity. Okay, come back to center, breathe in, hold the breath, and let it go. Amazing. Okay, roll the shoulders back, really iron out the wrinkles now and the tension, and now forwards. Okay, we're not going to do lots of warming up because that breath work really got into the body and warmed us up. So we're going to move straight now into some of our yoga exercises. Okay, so we're going to come into balance pose. So right arm out, left leg out, balance pose, and just hold it, pulling up through the core. Use the core and the to hold you in place. I'm just going to move so you can see what I'm... Well, so I've got the space to do this next thing. And I want you to take the right arm out to the side and the left leg out to the side and just hold it. Use your core strength to hold the position. Keep your gaze just ahead of your fingers. Come back to balance pose. Then bring the right hand back to the mat and we'll keep that left leg raised at 90 and just pulse up to the ceiling as though you're going to stamp your foot onto the ceiling. So just pulses with the left leg at 90 degrees, really getting into the glute and the outside of that thigh. Okay, come to stillness. And we'll do it on the other side. So left arm comes out, right leg, and hold that balance pose. Keeping the back straight and pulling up through the core to hold the position, knit in the ribs, and then take the left arm out to the side and the right leg out to the side. And again, really use the core to hold this position. Back to balance pose. Left hand comes down and then pulse that right leg up to the ceiling at 90 degrees. Keep going. Just small pulses as though you're going to stamp your foot on the ceiling. So we're really getting into that outer thigh and glute. Okay, come back to stillness. And we're going to do heart melting pose or puppy pose. So it's hands to the width of the mat, head paws down on forehead onto the mat, arch in the back, keeping weight over the knees so all the weight isn't in the shoulders, and we're going to open those shoulders out. This is a great pose if you sit at a computer all day or if you do lots of driving, because we all tend to round out on the shoulders, and this is a very, very good corrective pose. It is strong and it can be quite painful to start with, but it's also a slight back bend and a stretch in the lower back. So it's a good all-rounder. Okay, come back to all fours, and we're going to push up into a downward dog. And let's just find some movement in the downward dog. Okay, so remember again, this is a heart melting pose. So pushing up through the arms so we're not collapsing into the shoulders. And the head paws through to the floor with no weight in it. Should be a slight back bend in a beautiful V position, not a C position. And we're working our legs towards straight. Now come onto your tiptoes, come onto your fingers. Just hold this, push up through your fingers and your toes, just breaking down any crystals in the toes and the fingers and warming them up. And then find stillness in your dog. Excellent. Just keep coming back to your breath as well. Okay, wave forward into plank position. Rock forward, chaturanga, come back up. A side plank on the right. Take the hand above the head and bring the left foot into the thigh and just hold this side plank. Bring the left leg down. Chaturanga. Come back up. Back to downward dog. Amazing. Find stillness and come back to your breath in downward dog, in and out through the nose. Really try and breathe the entirety of this practice through the nose. Come up onto your toes, wave forward into plank, tip forward, chaturanga, come back up. Come onto your left hand, raise the right hand above the head, bring up the right leg, and we're going to hold this side plank. It's a variation on side plank with the leg into the thigh. Really use your core to push the hips up. Okay, come back to your plank, rock forward, chaturanga, come back up, downward dog. Don't forget to come back to your breath in your downward dog. Okay, we're going to jump to either side of our hands. I'm going to face you, but you jump to the front of the mat, either side of your hands, and come to Malasana or garland pose, which is a low yoga squat. We'll just get at the position, use the elbows to open the knees, and we're going to move to a kundalini exercise now. So raise without using the hands. Okay, so wave the hands above the head. So from the low squat to standing, we're going to do 10. But if you do need to use your hands to balance, that's okay, but try not to, because we want all the work to be in the legs here. This is a beautiful kundalini exercise, one of my favourites, because it really burns into those thighs. Okay, come back to stillness, come onto your bottom, and we're going to come into heron pose. So take the left leg in the hand, you can use a strap and straighten it if you can. Just going to hold this heron pose. This is our high intensity, so this is our interval. We're going to do stretches in our intervals after doing intense kundalini exercises. So our intervals are going to be stretches. Okay, beautiful. Okay, come back to that garland pose and we'll do that on the other side. So we're going to do the same again. So raise up, raise the hands up. Again, try not to use squat down. Raise up, squat down. All the way down as well. All the way down. No cheating. No half measures. We're squatting all the way to the floor. But don't put your bum on the floor, obviously. Keep going. We're nearly there. And then we're going to take that heron pose on the other side, because that is our interval. Okay, amazing. Okay, so let's take heron pose with the right leg. We're straightening the leg if we can. You can use a strap. If you can't straighten the leg, it doesn't matter. Just aim towards straight. If you don't have a strap or a blanket or towel handy, then you can just hold behind the leg. And we're using our core here to stay upright in the spine. So my spine is straight. It's not caved. You can't tell very well from this angle. But I'm sitting up through my sitting bones in this pose. Use these stretches to get your breath back. Amazing. Okay, we're going to do one of my other favourite kundalini strength builders now. So we'll take it in turns to cross one leg over the other. So start with the right over the left. Come to standing without using the hands. So hands out, stand, sit. Keep your arms out, stand, sit. We're only doing 5 each side. So you've got this, you can do this. Keep going. It's really good for balance, but it's a really good indicator of your fitness levels. Okay, amazing. Okay, and our interval pose is Warrior 2. So sink down, left foot comes to the front of the mat, right foot turns out at 30, and sink down into that knee. Open the heart, open the hips, and look over that left hand. Beautiful. Sink down into the knee. Get your breath back. Long, steady breathing through the nose. Okay, let's do it on the other side. So, whichever leg you swapped over last time, swap the other this time. Okay. I couldn't remember. I have a little twiddle here because I think I got it the wrong way around. So, yeah, you can see the confusion on my face. Left and right aren't my thing. Very dyslexic. Right, I'll come up to standing without the hands. Keep going. Only 5. We've only got 3 more. Keep going. It's really try and not use the hands because that is a really good indicator. The more of these you can do, it's a better indicator of your fitness levels. Okay, this is our last one. Oh, no, we'll come back to sitting, and this is our last one, and we're going to come into Warrior 2 on the other side. So face the back of your mat. We're going to sink down into that right knee. Left foot turns out at 30. Open the arms, open the hips, and just find stillness and come back to your breath in this beautiful Warrior 2. Warrior 2 is a strength builder on its own, but it's also a chance to find stillness and come back to your breath. Sink down a little bit more if you can. Awesome. Face me on the front of the mat, and we're going to parallel the feet and we'll do a wide-legged forward fold, but can only come down halfway. We're going to work the arms a little bit and the abs. So bring your hands to the front and then the back. So bring them all the way to the front, keeping the back completely straight. So you knit the ribs together, pull up through the abs, and we're using the hams and the abs and our shoulder strength and our arm strength to hold us in this beautiful position. So keep going, waving the hands to the front and then the back. Okay, and now we'll take a twist for our interval. So left hand comes to right hand comes to left leg, and we're going to twist the right arm up to the ceiling and gaze up to it, taking a beautiful twist into the torso. Get your breath back here. In and out through the nose. Okay, and we're going to do an alternative on that now. So take the arms out to the front and then cactus them back. So front, bend them, front, bend them, front, bend them. Again, use the abs to hold you into a nice flat back position, and all the time we're getting a stretch into the back of those legs. Now take the twist, so the right hand comes to the left leg, and take the left arm up to the ceiling, gaze up to it. Come back to your breath. Amazing. Okay, so we bring the feet in, come up to 5-pointed star, and then we're going to sink down with the hands in prayer position to a squat. Just hold that squat, and we'll do gentle pulses in the squat position. Remember not to put weight into the toes. The weight is over the heels and into the bottom. Your back is nice and straight, and just pulse. Awesome. 5-pointed star, raise it up. Okay, and now we're going to come into a chair pose, and we're going to hold it for a few seconds. So you can, if the raising the arms is too much, bring them to your heart, and if you can, hold them up above the head, because it's going to get into your shoulders as well. No weight in the toes, sink down into the hips, and the weight is in the heels. Your legs should be burning at this stage. Okay, forward fold. Just dangle there and find some stillness, or you can bend one knee and then the other to really get into those hamstrings now after that intense exercise. Okay. Find stillness in your forward fold and then raise up. Come to the front of the mat if you're not at the front of yours. My mat's taken to wandering around the living room. Oh, and if you need to take a drink of water at any stage, and if it gets too much at any stage, come into a child's pose and join me when you're ready. Okay, raise the hands above the head. We're going to flow. Breathe in. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, chaturanga. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. Raise the right leg high. Tap it to your right hand, your left hand, your right elbow, your left elbow, right elbow, left elbow. Keep tapping. Right elbow, left elbow, right elbow, left elbow. And as promised, we're going to get a chance to arm balance. So raise the right arm high and then come forward into a plank. We're going to come into chaturanga arms and balance the right knee on the arms and the torso on the left, and take the legs out straight, and then meet me back in downward dog. Amazing. If you want to stop the video and practice that, that's cool. Come back to your breath in this downward dog. Look forward, jump to the front of the mat, forward fold. Breathe out, breathe in, raise up to the ceiling. Hands to heart center. Let's flow. Breathe in, arms raised. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Breathe out, chaturanga. Jump back chaturanga if that's in your practice. If not, step back. Breathe in, upward dog. Breathe out, downward dog. We're going to take that on the other side. Remember, use these downward dogs to come back to your breath. Raise the left leg high, three-legged dog. Take it to the left elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Left, right. Left, right. Really getting into the core here. Right. Left, right. Take it back to the three-legged dog, and we're going to get a chance to arm balance on this side. So come forward into a plank, and we're going to take that left knee onto the left arm, and the torso comes onto the right hand, and just balance, and then meet me back in the downward dog. Awesome. Come back to your breath. Breathing in and out through the nose. This is going to be short and sweet, but very intense. Raise the right leg high. And we're going to come to a pigeon pose. So the right knee comes to the right hand. The left toes come towards the left hand. Raise up high, breathe in, and then fold forward over that knee. If you can bring the elbows and the head onto the elbows on the floor, that's great. If you can't, then use a cushion or blanket to fold over, or stay upright. The back leg is staying straight along the mat, and the hips are even. We're not leaning onto the right hip. The weight through the hips is even, and that way the stretch in the glute and the hips is really intense. Right, swing that left leg round. We're going to come into half Lord of the Fishes. So in a twist, so right hand comes to the left knee, and look over the left shoulder. Breathing in as you lengthen, and as you breathe out, twist a little bit more. If this is too intense, you can just hold on to that knee. You don't have to have the arm on the other side of the knee. Okay. And then we're going to do a crow pose. So take the knees high into the shoulders, into the armpits. Raise one foot then the other. Just gaze ahead. And then meet me back in downward dog. Okay, we're going to do that on the other side. So take the left leg high and we're going to come into pigeon on this side. So left knee comes to left hand. The right foot comes towards the right hand. And then we're going to fold over that leg if we can. If not, use a cushion or a blanket. And we just hold this pigeon pose. This is an amazing stretch for the glute. But just be careful you don't do anything funky with that foot, like sickle it or anything. So always try and keep the front foot working. And that way you'll protect your knee. But if you do have pain in your knee, this can be a tricky pose. So pull the leg back towards the body more. Swing the right leg round this time. Take the left hand high. And we're going to glance over the right shoulders. Half Lord of the Fishes. Remember to breathe in as you lengthen the body. And then as you breathe out, you can twist a little bit more. Okay. Amazing. Right, come onto your back now. And we're going to do stretch pose. So raise the feet up, raise the head up, raise the arms up, and breath of fire. So remember that breath of fire is rapid out breath through the nose, passive in like this. And use your core to keep the arms, head and legs off the mat. Keep going. Take a big breath in, hold the breath, force all the muscles up, pull up on the root lock. And release. Well done. We're going to start getting into the core, and that was our introduction to it. Take some recovery breaths in and out through the nose. Okay, we're going to piston the legs in and out now, and then bring our elbows to meet our legs. So opposite elbow, opposite knee. Pistoning them in and out and using the core to keep the lower spine glued to the mat. Okay, relax back. Just have a rock and roll on those knees. Bring the head to the knees. Scrunch everything in. Okay, amazing. You're doing really, really well. We're nearly there with the abs. So lean back onto the hands facing backwards. Bring your legs out and we're going to do leg raises. So raise the right, then the left. And use your abs to raise the legs. So all of the work is in the abs and the back of the legs. So we're not sinking so much into those arms or curving the back. The back's staying straight. And we're using the abs to get this. And then just hold it with both legs up. Try and keep your legs as straight as possible. Hold it. If you're shaking, that's good. That's a prana. The energy. We're going to integrate that and you're going to feel ace all day. Okay, amazing. Right, come back onto your back. Have another rock and roll with those knees on side to side. Just relieve the abs a little bit. And we're going to come into bridge pose. So bring the heels into the bottom. Link the hands below the back and come onto the shoulders. So we're getting a shoulder opener as well. And hold the bridge and then pulse. Don't come all the way down to the floor. Just touch the hands and then bring the hips back up. So the hips are coming up and down in the bridge pose. Take it up to the extent that you can. So you're really pushing at that last moment. Okay, and then raise the left leg up and down. Don't come all the way down to the floor because we don't want to lose our plank position, our bridge position. So kick it up and down. Up and down, up and down. As I said, this is short and sweet, so just keep going. Other leg. So this is the right leg, in fact. It doesn't matter which one you do, really. They're both getting done. Keep going. Keep kicking that leg back. I need to have right and left tattooed on. Keep going. Keep kicking that leg. Well done. And then just hold your bridge and force everything up. Squeezing the knees together, squeezing the thighs together, squeezing the glutes. Hold it. Last few seconds. Last push. Awesome. Amazing. Take hold of those knees and take hold of the feet, and we're going to do happy baby. So just roll from side to side in happy baby and get a beautiful compression in the hips and a stretch in that lower back. Beautiful. Just rock side to side, happy baby pose. Take the hands to goalpost or T and then rock them over to the left and look over your right shoulder. This beautiful passive twist. We're nearly there. We're going to have one little last push. As with all my routines, we'll get lots of twists in. They're so good for the waist externally, but what they do internally is beyond measure. They're great. Now take it to the other side. So look over your left shoulder and take the knees over to the right. Getting that beautiful twist all the way from the top of your head into the base of your spine. This is a great practice to come back to whenever you really feel like you need to have a really intense but quick workout. Okay, we're going to just finish with something fun. So we're going to come into a lotus. So start off with the right leg into the thigh and take the left one over the top. So we'll do lotus this time. And then take your hands into fists and raise the bottom off the floor. So we're balancing, but we're also strength building in the arms and we're getting flexibility in the legs, and drop it down. Change sides. So this time we'll take it the other way around. So our left leg comes onto the thigh first and the right one comes on top. You will have a favourite side, and then take the fists and push into the ground, raising that off the floor. And drop down. Well done. That is not easy. If you need to stop the video to try and get into that lotus. And now come into a half lotus or just cross-legged, and we're going to do alternate nostril breathing to establish balance between the ida and the pingula, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous systems. Okay, so breathe out through the left nostril, breathe in through the left nostril, close it, block it. Breathe out through the right, breathe in through the right, block it. Breathe out through the left, breathe in through the left, block it. Breathe out through the right, breathe in through the right, block it. Breathe out through the left, breathe in through the left, block it. Breathe out through the right, breathe in through the right, block it. Breathe out through the left, breathe in through the left, block it. Breathe out through the right, and just come to lying down. That alternate nostril breathing will just re-establish the balance between the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems after this very intense, relatively stressful workout on the body. So just lie back now. Feel the sensations in your toes, your knees, your thighs, sensations in your hips and your stomach. Come up into the chest. How does the heart feel? Find your heartbeat. Into the lungs. Really focus on the sensations in the hands and the arms. The throat. Come into the head. How does it feel? Are you feeling relaxed? Do you see lights behind the eyes? Now roll the hands on their wrists and the feet on the ankles. Stretch the arms overhead, stretch the legs. Roll up to sitting once, twice, and then meet me at the front of the mat. Bring the hands to heart center. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the divine light within you guide your way on. From my heart to yours, Namaste. Sat Nam.